What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. It was a packed weekend. We had a lot of fun here. Maybe you noticed, Evan kind of took over the channel because I was away at Long Island Retro up in New York. Had a lot of fun there. Sean and I went up there, met up with a bunch of people. We had a full panel, met a bunch of viewers, and it was just really neat. I even actually ran into Etika there, and we actually met up, and it was pretty fun. Turns out, Etika is very tall, or I'm just extremely short. That's the magic of YouTube. I guess you don't really know. But we had a lot of fun there, and the panel was great. A lot of people showed up, answered a lot of questions. Just overall had a good time. It was just a fun weekend of retro gaming and collecting and just meeting people. It was really cool. So I guess next year we'll do it again. So if you're around, go on by there. I will let you guys know a bit in advance as well as any other conventions that I'm attending. So if you want to make the trip out, or if you're just already in the area, like a lot of people are already in the New York area, you can come on by and say hi and have some fun. Oh, and I even got this really cool shirt from a viewer by the name of John. So thanks, John. I like the Mega Man themed shirt. I think it's really cool. But of course, while I'm away, news and everything's still happening in the video game world. So we have a lot of stuff to cover today. Forza Horizon 4 may be getting one of the biggest crossovers of its series, and it makes sense with where it is, and I hope it happens. We're going to go over all of that. It's going to be very interesting, and then we also have to get into some Doom Eternal details for the Switch version, since there's still a lot of questions going on about it. We got a lot of details out of QuakeCon. Fallout 76 got detailed. Tons of stuff. So let's get started with some of the quick news. We're actually going to start with Rage 2 because that was on full display at QuakeCon. I believe Max, Dreamcast guy, even got a chance to play it. He'll probably have tons of details up on that. But a question that is always asked of these companies is, will there be a Switch version, right? That's always asked. Is there going to be a Switch version of this game or that game? And now that Bethesda seems on board with the Switch, I mean, Doom Eternal appears to be coming day and date with the other consoles. What's going on with Rage 2? Well, Variety actually asked them, id Tech producers, developers, and everything, and this is what they had to say. We're looking at the tech on that right now, and we're still evaluating that. We stream everything, and we're just looking because everything is open, everything's available, so there's no level loads. We are looking at that now, but we don't know. Now, here's the thing. The thing about Rage 2, the idea is there are no load times really at all. It's completely open, and they are probably looking to see if that's doable on the Switch. Can they make that work? Honestly, I really can't tell you. It could, I guess, but who knows where the porting job would be there. The thing about Doom and Wolfenstein, those are smaller corridor-based games that there is loading, right? You load between levels and everything. Whereas Rage 2, I believe everything loads in once, and then you just go. Like, it's a big open world, everything's streamed. So they're probably playing around with the idea, and I do think Bethesda is at least on board with moving as many games to Switch as possible, but they have to see if where they are will work with this, because it's not like it's using id Tech or anything like that. It's, I believe, using Avalanche's proprietary engine that will first show up in Just Cause 4. So they have to see if that will even be workable on the Switch. This just sounds like them just saying, hey, we're checking it out. You know, don't quote us on anything, which of course they did, but we'll see what we can make happen here. And we talked a bit about Smash Bros. Ultimate, where we saw the Direct, and there was that blurred image, right? There was that blurred option on the start menu where they have all of the different things you can do in Smash Bros., this typical menu. And of course, fans online are going crazy over this blurred image, trying to figure out what it is. And I am seeing like some CSI level investigation going on. We're talking about like computer enhancements and all kinds of stuff. I did see Nintendo, I think, posted like the best image of it. And from what we're seeing, everyone seems to be coming to the conclusion that it says spirits. Now, what could that mean? It's hard to say, really. I mean, what would be really funny is if they showed us a blurred image of what's not even there. They're just doing it just to mess with us. That would be great, by the way, if they did that. But from what we're seeing, it appears to be, the best guess is spirits. A lot of people believe that has to do with characters even dying, from what we're seeing in these reveals where we have Mega Man and Mario get destroyed by Ridley, and then we just of course saw Luigi get absolutely wrecked with the Grim Reaper in Simon's reveal with Richter. And could that be, you know, that would be really interesting to see. A lot of theories are going around. I just like the level of investigation and detail that's going on here. I think it's just really, really cool to see just how into the Smash these fans are. And it's just fun. It's just fun. It's something neat to theorize on and try to figure out. We want to try to figure it out before they tell us. not necessarily with leaks, but with just trying to figure it out with what we have in front of us. So we'll see. I have a feeling we're going to find out about it in another direct, not a Smash direct, but just its own direct outside of that. So we'll have like, the big September direct that's going to take place. And part of that will be, here's Smash Bros. Ultimate, and this is the single-player option that we had blurred out. Here you go. More than likely, that's what it is, though, at this point. All right, with some of the quick news out of the way, guys, let's get into some of the bigger stuff. We're going to start right away with this weird situation around Bethesda. Now, Bethesda was already in the news a lot because, of course, QuakeCon's going on, so we hear about Doom Eternal that got revealed. We saw that. It looked awesome. Then we get a lot of info about Fallout 76, but then they were also in the news for something completely different. It was a very weird situation where a person was actually trying to list a brand new copy of The Evil Within 2. You're seeing some of the box art here. You've probably maybe played it. You remember it releasing pretty recently. Well, Ryan Hupp specifically was trying to put this out on Amazon. It's typically what people will do with games if they don't feel like trading them in to get much less in terms of credit or value back. You resell it on the secondhand market and you'll usually get a little more back. It's more work than going to the store and saying, here's my game, there's my credit, I'm going to pick something out over here. But there are a lot of people who are willing to do that, who are willing to take the time to ship it out and get the money and everything. Well, he decides to list it, but it's sealed still. He bought it for the PS4 and he never used it. So he decided, I'll put it up, it's brand new, I'll list it as new, and I'll get more value for it because it's never been played, so it's not listed as used. Well, what's weird about this situation is Bethesda actually had an issue with that, to the point where they threatened legal action unless he took that listing down. Now, what's weird about this to me is that there are a lot of listings as new from places that are not GameStop or Best Buy. Pete Hines even chimed in at QuakeCon talking about the situation after Bethesda also explained themselves, saying, well, it's not actually new, because they're not offering a warranty with it. Once you buy it from a store, that warranty is not really transferable, so it's not technically new because it's not offered the same way it was when you bought it from a GameStop or a Best Buy. That absolutely seems like, well, semantics. It's a very small thing to point out, but Bethesda does not want people selling new copies of games unless they are specifically getting them from a distribution center or distributors like we would do at the stores, and we would order them in bulk. You get them at a lower amount, like you get them at like $51 or something, sell it for $60. Yeah, the stores, they don't make a lot of money on new games, but that's how it would work. And then you would give a warranty, and the customer would leave, probably open it before they even get out the door half the time, right? And then go play it, in which case you would then flip around and sell it as used. So apparently Bethesda is now to the point where they're going around looking for like $30 or $40 listings on Amazon and sending out letters, but not to everyone. It's very, very odd. It's a very strange situation to see this, because I figure Bethesda has better things to worry about than finding people who are selling what is technically older games as new when they're not a GameStop or Best Buy. Let me know what you guys think about this situation. I mean, when I worked at GameStop or other stores, we couldn't take games as trade-ins unless they were opened. So for that end, I guess I can see it. That was a big deal, by the way. We were told never, ever take a game as trade-in unless it's opened, probably because you could seal it back up, and then the disc might not even be in there. So we would tell people, you got to go outside, you got to open it and bring it back in if you want to trade it in. We can't take it sealed. So maybe even GameStop understood that we can't do that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of the situation here. It's very odd to see a big company look for one person on Amazon, because there's still plenty of people on Amazon selling as new. I just don't get it. I don't know. Maybe it really is that big of a deal with Bethesda because they have to make an example, but people are still going to keep doing it. They're still doing it now. I don't know. Next up, let's talk Doom Eternal on the Nintendo Switch. There were a lot of questions about this version in particular because it appeared that Panic Button had a hand in it, but Panic Button's generally around to port games or help in the porting of a specific game to the Switch. I guess even in this case, if it's in development. It's very weird to see this because Panic Button usually deals with a game after it's been developed, and then they help move it over, and then they go on to the next game, and then the next game, and they're doing Warframe, and now they're apparently doing Doom Eternal while it's still in development, which I guess that's like new territory for Panic Button currently with a big game like this. But it's happening, and Eurogamer actually did a pretty good job at QuakeCon, sat down with executive producer and director of Doom Eternal, asking them a ton of questions about the Switch version in particular to get started, and they got a lot of answers. They had, for example, Panic Button, are they working on it? They said, yeah, Panic Button is helping us with the movement of this game to the Switch, but while it's in development, and what they claim to be a much better development because they can technically work towards having this for the Switch while it's in development, whereas before Doom 2016 was long done and shipped, and then Panic Button had to kind of work with what they had to get it on the Switch, whereas because it's still in development, they can, I guess, communicate with Panic Button and say, all right, what do you need for it to work? Okay, you need this on the Switch. All right, let's do this. Let's fix this. Let's make this more readily available for whatever the Tegra chip needs. So I have a feeling, even though they're using, I guess, id Tech 7, which is their newer id Tech engine, because they're developing with the Switch in mind during development, this might look better, it might run better. Now, people are still asking, is it going to be 60 frames, be 30 frames? It looks like it's going to be 30 frames. They also confirmed that, and then they also confirmed that they're aiming to get this version, the Switch version, out day and date with the others, so more than likely, yes, everything will come out at the same time. And that's a big deal for Bethesda to be doing that with this kind of a game, and it shows their backing with the Switch. Now, they also didn't want to talk about release date because, well, it's not coming out this year. They want a lot of attention, I think, to be on Fallout. So, go look at Fallout, but I think it's coming next year. I think it's April 2019, if I take a guess, maybe May. But they already have their big release for this fiscal quarter figured out with Fallout, and they'll have to look to next fiscal quarter, which actually maybe they'll push it up to March then to get it out. But I think Doom's coming next year. But it looks like, yes, the Switch version they have it in mind during development. They're just, Panic Button's helping them. Panic Button has a lot of experience. They're good with Switch development. So it makes a lot of sense for them to be helping. And it's just, I think if they didn't have Panic Button right now to help them, it would not be a day and date release with the Switch and other versions because they would probably have to prioritize time. So, yes, Panic Button, good job, helping to get this out on the Switch at the same time. Next up, we're going to talk about what appears to be a very large leak for a crossover for Forza Horizon 4 and one of, well, probably, I would say, Microsoft's biggest IP outside of that. Now, I guess if you don't want to be spoiled by a potential leak, I guess you can jump forward to the final topic, which is Fallout 76, and what I like what they're doing with the PvP, which you can jump to the time code right here. And it looks like Forza Horizon 4 is probably crossing over with Halo, much larger than it did with Forza Horizon 3. If you remember, Horizon 3 did have the Warthog as an unlockable. You could unlock the Warthog, it was in the game. And now it looks like they might be going one step further, and this comes from a massive batch of leaked screenshots for Forza Horizon 4. One of them appears to not only show a Warthog that is being driven by who appears to be a player or a driver in Master Chief armor, but you also see the very large ship behind it from Halo, and then you also see the Halo ring on the side of that, almost like this is like a full course or level or just part of the open world for Forza Horizon 4, and this has people going nuts. Can you imagine if they really get in depth with a Halo crossover with Forza Horizon 4? A game, by the way, that we believe is going to Game Pass, as Microsoft has said, well, everything's going to Game Pass first party. So I hope this is the case because they don't take Forza Horizon very seriously. Just regular Forza is taken very seriously. It's a big-time simulation racing game, whereas Horizon is an arcade racing game. We saw it with the Hot Wheels crossover. Who would have thought that with Horizon 3? Awesome crossover there. It was really fun. And now I like the idea of including Halo. It's their IP. Why not? They already kind of did it with Horizon 3, why not go the extra distance to Horizon 4 and I think make just what it could be a really cool Easter egg / level / crossover, and it makes sense with Halo Infinite probably coming out the year at maybe 2019 is what we're thinking, so it makes a ton of sense. Horizon's going to be current all the way up till next year or the year after if you're a Horizon person, so it would help to push even Halo Infinite. And in our last bit of news, let's talk about Fallout 76. Again, tons of information from QuakeCon, and they're kind of handling PvP in an interesting way because I was a bit concerned about this game when it comes to PvP, as most of us are probably. When you go online, you get concerned that somebody's just going to just be a jerk and just start killing you over and over and over again, and you're just not going to have fun with it, and you'll be annoyed, and you'll put the game down and just not come back to it because of that. I see it a lot. It happened even in games back in the day, MMOs like World of Warcraft, so I remember seeing that. It would happen a lot. So it looks like they're putting in some countermeasures, which is one of the biggest things here for when it comes to PvP. So in PvP, you do have to at least instigate a duel or a battle if you're in the world with someone else. And in order to do that, you just kind of shoot them. It'll be reduced damage. So it's, according to Todd Howard, it's almost like a slap to be like, you know, I challenge you. And then at that point, the player that has been challenged can make a decision. They can either run away or they can engage. They do full damage. Everyone fights it out in a big, you know, in a big shootout, and whoever wins, wins. And then there is a reward based on the level for defeating either opponent. Depending on level gap, whether you're higher or lower, you'll gain more or less when it comes to experience and rewards. But if that player runs away and is still killed by the advancing player, at that point, they will be pretty much regarded as a pariah, someone that everyone will start to hunt down, as they will be flagged on the map, and then they're pretty much a big glowing red target for everyone, as they will then also have a bounty placed on them. So they're trying to discourage people just going around just wiping everyone out just to do it. PvP doesn't even activate until level 5, and the death penalty, even if you are killed, isn't too bad. You drop junk, but for the most part, you keep all of your good stuff and everything. And it looks like they are at least working to make sure PvP does not get out of hand. You can block players. You won't even show up on their map. I like that they are at least making it so if you want to play by yourself, there's even a pacifist mode, so you won't even do damage or anything to people. If you want to play by yourself, as they've said, you can do that. And I like that you don't have to worry about other people technically ruining your game if you don't feel like doing PvP, because I know there's a lot of people who they don't want to deal with that. And Fallout is technically a game you should be able to play by yourself. And according to them, it's 80% Fallout that we know and people love, and then it's 20% new. So I think that's a good balance, and I think that's enough to get people invested who have been playing forever, but then maybe somebody who just wants to try out something new. I think that's a good balance there. And hey, we'll see. The beta is coming up in October. Still no date from what I've seen, which is weird because October's soon. So, of course, you have to pre-order it, by the way, so you gotta give them money first. Of course, it's not a real beta, it's a demo, let's be real. But it's coming up October. Look forward to it. And guys, that's where I'm gonna leave Newswave today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys like the video if you liked it, dislike it if not. Let me know what you think about all the stuff we talked about today, whether it's the Fallout 76 info or the possible Forza Horizon 4 crossover. I think that's gonna be really neat. Or the Doom Eternal details on the Switch, or even Bethesda blocking sales of new used games. Let me know everything, guys, down below in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.